Welcome to Bulls and Reds Advent Calendar. Let's see what's behind today's door.
21st of December, winter solstice. So the days are getting longer from tomorrow on. Yes. And on this day, 5 years ago, there was something special for our club. And I know, Mario, you are there prepared. So let's go. Tell us, enlighten us, what happened on the 21st of December.
First of all, I'm really impressed by your intro. Never thought of the 21st of December like that because I was so concentrated on what happened 5 years ago. But your knowledge is superior. Hence, you're the brain of the podcast. Sorry, I should be laughing. Anyways, 21st of December 2019. I'd like to cast your minds back to that day. It was match day for RB Leipzig and the rest of the Bundesliga as well. And it was the end of the first half of the season. And we have this term in German called Herbstmeister. And that is the term for the team who's finished on top after the first half of the season. And that typically ends in autumn. And that's why it's called, loosely translated, the champion of autumn or autumn champion. And RB Leipzig had a chance to stay on top of the league because on the 21st of December, it was FC Augsburg who was visiting Leipzig. And FC Augsburg, they were out in 10th place. And RB Leipzig was level on points at 34 with, can you remember, Borussia Mönchengladbach? Remember Borussia Mönchengladbach? Second place, RB Leipzig on top because of goal difference. So we needed 3 points to secure that. And I know a couple of episodes ago, we talked about the unique voice of RB Leipzig, Tim Töke. And on that day, he made a special intro for the starting 11. And I'm going to play you that clip because I found it from 5 years ago in its full glory. So listen to this.
Wir kommen jetzt zu unserer heutigen Mannschaftsaufstellung und wir beginnen mit unserem Mann mit der Rücke Nummer 1, Frieda! Mit der Rücke Nummer 5, Dario! Rücke Nummer 8, Amadou! Mit der Nummer 11, Timo! Rücke Nummer 14, Tyler!
Goosebumps. Couple of things to mention here. First of all, usually Tim Töke ends on "Und wer gewinnt heute?" So who's gonna win? But on that day he ended it "Und wer wird Herbstmeister?" So who's gonna be autumn champion, so to speak. And that was unique. I must admit, it never happened again. But on that day, leveled on points. A couple of other things that I can remark is, remember Patrick Schick? I still think we should have kept him. I do miss him. And, Timo Werner was already there, Tyler Adams. And Willi Orban was missing. I don't know why he was out. Yeah, I just noticed he wasn't there. So RB Leipzig started in that contest, in that game, not in the best way, because our dear friend, Mr. Liederlechner, scored in the 6th minute for Augsburg. And Augsburg was just parking the bus. They were just looking for counterattacks. RB Leipzig put on a lot of pressure, created a lot of chances. Patrick Schick missed a couple of chances. Leimer was very active as well. And probably Timo Werner as well, because Timo Werner in that season was really good. but they didn't equalize. So it took them until the 68th minute until Konrad Leimer kind of forced the ball in to equalize. And then something happened, what we all love to see. They continued to pile on the pressure because it wasn't enough just to get an equalizer. They wanted the 3 points, and they did. Patrick Schick scored the second goal, and just before the end of the game, it was Yusuf Paulsen who secured 3 points with a 3-1 win. And RB Leipzig was really, if you look at the stats, really superior, because if you look at the possession, the ball possession was 75% in favor of RB Leipzig. In creating big chances, clear chances, RB Leipzig had 9, Augsburg 1. So there was a clear difference between these two teams. Spectator-wise, the overall crowd was about 40,000. I think there weren't a lot of people from Augsburg. It was a highly entertaining match. That's what I do remember. At the end of the day, that win secured the top spot. Mönchengladbach, they dropped 2 points in Berlin. They drew 0-0 at Hertha BSC. So we ended up in first place with, listen to this, 37 points ahead of Borussia Mönchengladbach, 35. And I think it was Bayern Munich with 34. But then something happened during halftime. Remember, in our squad, somebody featured Diego Demme, who was in a fine form in that year. And during the wintertime, he was transferred. He was let go to SSC Neapel. And I remember those discussions that people thought and suspected that we have robbed ourselves of really having a chance of getting that championship. But apparently, Diego Maradona. It was Diego Demme's wish to play for SSC Neapel, just like Diego Maradona did. And then his father is a big fan of Diego Maradona, hence his first name is Diego. And he always wanted to play for SSC Neapel. And you know what happened until the end of the season? Bayern Munich had an incredible run. They have finished at 82 points, followed by Borussia Dortmund, 68. And RB Leipzig, we dropped to third with 66. So clearly we had issues in the second part of the season. But I remember at the time as well, I think wasn't it the first season we had Julian Nagelsmann. I wasn't surprised that we had such a fine run in the first half, and it kind of let down, and were let down in the second half. Because at the time, that was the stigma that Julian Nagelsmann had. He had a really good first half of the season with his teams, and really tailed off in the second half. But hey, we finished for qualifying for the Champions League. That was really good. We had an incredible first half of the season. And one more question for you. Who was actually coach of Borussia Mönchengladbach in that season when they finished fourth, just behind us?
Marco Rose.
Of course. So I heard some people talking about in a different podcast about Marco Rose the other day. And as you might know, Marco Rose is the coach who has accomplished the milestone of winning 100 Bundesliga matches as the second fastest coach in history. Udo Lattek is just tops him. And somebody remarked, well, he had great teams, just like Dortmund and Leipzig. I think when he took over Borussia Mönchengladbach, they were a little bit in the pickle. So he gave them a lot to finish up in that top four. But nevertheless, that was, I think, still a great season with Julian Nagelsmann. That match was something to remember. And just by listening to the intro of the starting 11, woo, I get goosebumps, especially hearing those old names. My favorite is still Upamecano.
So thank you. So we were on the top of the table, obviously, on December 21st, 2019. Do you know when we were last time on the top of the table?
On the 21st of December?
No. Because after the 21st of December, there was a little break, so we still were on top, of course, with the start of 2020. No, the last time we were on the top of the table was the 31st of October, 2020, and ever since.
Oh, so really?
It's been a while, and hopefully we will be back sooner than later.
You heard it here first. And that shuts our door for today.